Welcome to the Sykes & Company PA video blog.
Probably first and foremost is, of course, location. And typically, there's going to be some type of market analysis that's being provided potentially by maybe a wholesaler or the seller themselves. But clearly, the location of this existing pharmacy and making sure that it's appropriate for you going forward is critical first and foremost. As you begin to dig into that process of due diligence on the location and on the actual operation, the partnering with a CPA who's got experience with pharmacies, the due diligence thereof, determining the valuation of that pharmacy in an informal basis, and I can explain, and deciding obviously about whether this pharmacy purchase is an asset purchase or a common stock purchase becomes very important in this process. And obviously, you need professional help in doing that. When we look at the valuation of the pharmacy on an informal basis, what we're talking about doing is taking the existing accounting file, not the tax returns, not the financial statements that are provided, but the accounting file, digging down on that accounting file for multiple years to see what's in it, what's not in it, and then recasting those numbers to reflect the reality of what it would look like without the seller involved. Recasting is essentially replacing or adding back certain numbers that would not exist should you purchase that pharmacy. So then and only then can you determine an appropriate valuation of that process as a part of your due diligence and price determination. Obviously, but digging down into those numbers, you'll be able to determine what is in your best interest from a entity setup perspective, i.e. stock purchase or asset purchase. Depending on what track you go down there, there are all types of help and assistance that you potentially could need in maximizing your the valuation of the pharmacy that you'd be looking at purchasing. Obviously, securing substantial adequate financing is critical in this process. Once you come to some type of agreement, a formal letter of intent, which is binding only when financing perhaps is secured, financing purchase agreements and documents, the actual entity set up if that's required, depending on the type of purchase that it is. And obviously, the regulatory phase and compliance issues would need to be dealt with. So at some point, adding a legal healthcare advisor who's experienced with pharmacies and working with all those items are very important. So once you bring all these items to a closure, and you can get down many different avenues with all these items that we've just talked about for the last few minutes, only then can you come to a closing and potentially a grand opening of a new pharmacy.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.